Hey, so did you know that when we bought that first camper earlier this year, and it was like January 6th, and then we got home and found out that it was rotten, that we probably should have just pulled the plug on the whole year right then and there.
We should have known what kind of year it was gonna be. Well, today we want to send you our Christmas letter. You know, for many of us, 2020 is a year we are happy to put behind us. We definitely made some mistakes this year.
I think we did a lot of good things this year.
We did a lot of good things too, and we actually got a lot done. So at the very beginning of the year, Tom got this idea that we needed a camper and started
We've been talking about it forever.
I know, then he started sending me listings, and then I thought it was a good idea. And so we started looking at campers, and we purchased our very first camper on, what day was it?
January 6th.
January 6th. And we actually should have known when we went to get it and it was an ice storm that maybe we should have turned around and left it down there. But we didn't. We got it home, and if you recall, our plan was just to make it cute.
Lipstick.
Yep, put in some new flooring, paint it. It was gonna be fun, and then we wanted to hit the road to head to Texas in February. But as soon as Tom pulled up the flooring, it became pretty evident that
it was all rotten.
It wasn't gonna be a quick job.
Okay, go.
All right, should we cut our losses? What other questions?
Are we complete idiots?
Well, last week we shared with you
our joyous occasions with our new camper. Lots of good memories so far.
Yeah, we're off to a great start. That was really disheartening, right? Like, we had saved up money for it, bought it, and then to get it home and realize it needed a ton more work and more money put into it.
I'm pretty handy, but I knew very little about camper construction.
Yeah, that's true. But you learned.
You learn as you go.
Taught yourself a lot of things. We pushed through and got it structurally sound again, but then we were able to still do a lot of the fun stuff too, of painting it, rearranging it. We put the counter in and took out the dinette. And then we hit the road and headed to Texas. And so we had no plans.
The year kept diving as soon as we hooked that camper on.
We thought, hey, February will be better, right? So the first week we were in Texas went great. We stayed on Padre Island, which was really cool. Traveled around like Corpus Christi area. Can you, like, it wouldn't be the same at all. Like, I can't even imagine now that we've been camping for a week. I cannot imagine going back to just staying in hotels or Airbnbs.
Really?
No, seriously, you would? Dude. The kids are like running around outside playing right now, and
yeah,
we've been cooking outside. We've been we camped like 200 feet off the beach.
Yeah.
So it might be the kids and I camping.
I feel like camping is more work for dad than mom. That's my opinion. You guys can weigh in below. Actually, I'm probably going to lose this battle because I think it's mostly moms watching. But I think camping is mostly dad. More work for dad than mom.
And then my parents went back home, and we were like, we're going to head towards Big Bend National Park.
1 hour after we split ways with your parents, we started having transmission issues.
So we were on this road literally in the middle of nowhere. No cell phone service, and some angels in a camper from Minnesota saw us pull over, and they said, we knew something was wrong because nobody would pull over on this road. People were flying by and there was no shoulder, but we found a spot and they were able to go ahead, get some transmission fluid for us so we could make it at least to the next town.
And the nearest town was like 45 minutes away. So they drove a lot for us.
So we got it. We thought that fixed the problem, that it just needed more transmission fluid. So we kept making our way towards Big Bend, which was a very hilly drive.
We were 2.5 hours south of Odessa, Texas. And the tranny started slipping really bad in the hills. And I pulled off to the side of the road, I looked at Dawn and I said, we're not making it to the top of this thing. So we either got to pull a U-turn right here and coast our way back down, because going up is not gonna work.
So we were an hour away from Big Bend and we were gonna camp right near Big Bend.
Yeah.
But we had just passed another campground. And so I was like, okay, if we can go like a mile back, there's a campground there.
Yeah.
So we did, we pulled in. We thought, hey, we'll hopefully just be here a night or two. That's what we told the gal.
There was only like eight stalls or something like that.
Yeah.
Eight, yeah.
And coming up for that coming weekend, she said she was booked. So like we only had a couple nights to get things figured out. And long story short, the transmission was shot. You had to drive it, how far was it? An hour and a half?
Odessa,
Yeah.
Texas, 2.5 hours.
Oh yeah, we ended up going even further to find a place that could replace the transmission. We thought, they said they could do it in a day.
It ended up being like 4 days, but everybody else was like weeks and
out.
weeks.
So it was our only option at that point. They put it back together wrong. They forgot to put something back in, had to take it out again. It was not the highlight of our trip.
I spent several days driving a rental van back and forth from where they were at to the place to try and coax the guy to get it done.
But eventually it got replaced and then we made our way back home. What we didn't know at the time was what we were coming back home to in March. And so the kids came home from school. And so we were in the middle of our stair flipping project. So this project behind us, and having the kids home, trying to finish up the project, it was a little stressful. And then with that project, we were trying to decide, should we take all the plaster out? Should we just minimize the project so we can just get it done? And so we decided to just go for it. I don't think I decided. Tom decided to go for it, ripped it all out, had to put it back together.
Okay, so these lights are from Pottery Barn. I saw them online. Never bought anything from Pottery Barn.
Pottery Barn?
I couldn't find anything at our hardware store, IKEA, or anything that I liked.
That was Phoebe. Or
I
was
know.
I Ross?
The Friends episode where...
Is that it?
when Phoebe gets the apothecary table and tries to say she's been finding stuff at thrift sales or whatever. That was funny. I'll find the clip. We'll find it. Okay. Good job. He also just ate like 12 chocolate chip cookie bars. So yeah, you're on a sugar high and then you're gonna crash. We gotta finish this up.
My oldest daughter gave me a guilt trip and said, Danny, aren't you supposed to be losing weight?
It's funny because there's a lot of comments when people are like, you guys work on projects so well together.
You guys forget, we edit all of this.
I would say for this project especially, I don't know if we were on the same page with hardly any of the decisions. Do you think?
I'd say usually we're not on the same. I want thing one way, you want it a different way.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of compromising that went into this project, but it did turn out, when we finally got it all together, it did turn out awesome, and I'm glad that we did all of the extra work because it was worth it, and we really enjoy that space now. It functions great, it gets used every single day.
And it only took me about maybe 6 or 7 months to get the basement steps flipped.
Oh yeah, that's right. And so literally like that same weekend that we finished this, Tom already had the itch to do another project.
Oh yeah, we built a deck. I forgot about the deck.
So
it's just like it's always been here.
I know. So again, we were home. We had actually planned to take a 2-week trip out to the East Coast. And we knew that wasn't gonna happen. And so we decided to use the funds we would have spent on that to build a deck.
Build the deck.
All right, this is a 2-man postal digger, so I don't know what I'm doing to help, but we'll see.
Oh, we've officially reached that spot of like, what on earth were we thinking?
I was there a few hours ago.
Whose idea was this? To pick the hottest day of the summer to dig footings for a deck?
Mine.
Oh my goodness.
I'm usually a let's get it started and get it done kind of a person. So we said yesterday let's build a deck. Today we're digging holes and we're gonna concrete post in. 2 days, deck done. 2 days. That's what I said.
We're gonna time it.
That project wasn't a mistake. Like that we have been using
Use it all the time.
ton.
Not right now because it's like 20 degrees out.
Yeah.
But
that was a good, I think we feel, it cost way more than we thought it was going to, but I think we both agree that was a really good investment. And actually in the middle of that project then, we sold our first camper. I think Tom just didn't want anything to do with that camper anymore after all the problems.
Yeah, I didn't like the hybrid part of it,
Yeah.
and I also had very much resentment towards that camper.
So we sold it, and then we bought another water damaged camper.
So we have a friend and we told her about our new camper, and what did she say?
She said, "Oh my goodness, you guys, it's like you enjoy hitting yourself in the face."
It's kind of, I was like, oh my goodness, people are gonna be like, are they slow learners or what? So we would like
I think we should tell them about it. Yeah.
We would like to show you our new camper, but also tell you what's wrong with it.
A lot.
There's not a lot.
It had much more extensive damage, but we knew it going into it.
Yep.
And I knew how to fix it going into it. So I felt a lot better about it.
So we were able to get the floor fixed. You pulled it all apart and rebuilt the floor.
Dried it out,
Yep.
killed all the mold, scrubbed all the air.
Because you could like literally stick a foot through it. Like it was quite a bit worse.
You
than our first
actually
camper.
would have fallen through the
Yeah.
camper floor.
So you were able to get all that fixed, and that's kind of where we left it now. Like we worked on the bedroom area a little bit.
Yeah, we put flooring in it and then...
Put flooring in. But otherwise we still do want to finish, coming up in January, we want to finish kind of like the cosmetic stuff we want to do on the inside of it and stuff. So there'll definitely be more of that project coming up in the new year. And then we went to get the playset that we never should have bought. It's my fault. I got this idea that it would be fun to get a playset for the kids. And so Tom started looking on Marketplace, Craigslist. They were still crazy expensive.
Found a $300 playset.
And so we get to the backyard where it was, and I don't know, as soon as I saw it, I was kind of disappointed. Were you?
Yeah.
Yeah, what was your first thought?
My first thought was, man, I know it was only 20 minutes, but did we really just drive up here to look at this piece of junk?
And man, why do things always look so much better in the pictures, right? So now keep in mind, we knew for $400 that yes, it was gonna need some of the boards replaced. It looked, in the pictures you could tell it needed to be restained, but it seemed salvageable.
Right, and before we got there, I was telling Dawn, I was like, if I have to replace like 20% of the lumber on it, that's not bad.
Right. So we're back there looking at it. Tom's like grabbing on and shaking it, rocking it, trying to see
if
how
I could
sturdy.
knock it over.
It seemed fairly sturdy still.
I climbed up on it and I was like, oh, the decking
replaced.
boards are junk.
So Tom's standing on one side of the yard, I'm on the other, the guy's in the middle, and Tom's like, well, what do you think? Should we get it? And I'm like...
Because in my head, I'm thinking, this is a piece of crap. Let's just go home.
So he's thinking we should drive away. I'm thinking we should drive away.
But she didn't tell me that.
But I say, well, you're the one that's going to have to do it. Are you looking for another project?
And I hear, oh, Dawn must be trying to get this guy down on price.
We have been known to do that from time to time.
So then I ask her 2 more times, well, like, you're really not going to tell me what you think?
And I repeat, you're the one that's going to have to do it.
And again, I'm thinking, does she want this guy to go down on price? Or why is she not telling me what she's thinking?
Or it could just be, she's not the one that's going to have to do the work if we get it.
She could have said, hey, Tom.
Run, go, get the keys, let's go.
I think this is a little too far gone. That's all she had to say.
But I didn't.
So we bought it.
We bought it. So he starts taking it apart, and oh, it went from bad to worse because
in between every joint of wood was like a burrowed section with live larvae and black ants and everything just gnawing away at this thing.
it was bad. And yeah, so Tom starts taking it apart, and he has it like halfway apart, and he's just like, what did we do?
Well, actually what I said was, yep, Dawn, this is a mistake. This was a big mistake.
Yep.
But the reason why it was so sturdy that I didn't know is that thing was sunk into his yard about 5 inches. That's what gave it its strength.
Yeah. So, but Tom felt bad. Like, he was like, well, I don't want to leave this guy with a half taken apart playset now.
Yeah, I didn't want to be that guy.
Yeah. So we loaded it up and headed home, and the kids were just like, this is the swing
like,
set you got us?
that's what you got for us?
But Tom made good on it and rebuilt the whole thing, and it's beautiful now. The kids never play on it. They play in the sandbox. We should not have bought it or rebuilt it. We would have saved a lot of money on that one too, but
Yep.
and then we also just we had some fun like quicker projects this summer. Like we just did like the quick makeover on the garage. And that was really fun, and that's been holding up well, and it really added a lot of character. All right, so I just finished taping those off. It is so hot out. This happens a lot though. Tom's like, can I pressure wash? And I'm like, no, I'm gonna pressure wash it now. Apparently my project looks a little more fun than pulling an engine out of a truck.
Oh,
so,
have you stepped inside the shed?
you know, is it as hot in there as it is in the sun?
I think it's worse. You have a breeze out here.
All right, so Tom wants to help paint. So you want to paint the little like black windows in, and then
Yep.
I'll work on painting the black trim.
Sounds good.
Deal?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
This is like legit sweat equity, like for real.
Fact. And then we also did a quick makeover on our bedroom. All right, Tom has not seen the bedroom since I put everything back together, so I want to see what his thoughts are. All right, you can come in. Close your eyes.
It's so beautiful.
Do you love it?
It's like the most beautiful thing.
You can't even do it, can you?
I can't do it.
Like, do you care at all? Like, do you think it looks... Compared to when the towels were hanging on the windows and we looked like college kids?
Well, like, I'm glad that we trimmed out the windows. That looks
Yeah.
awesome. I mean, this all looks good. I just don't care.
All right, that's fair. I was just curious because...
Yeah, no,
Like-
I'm good.
All right, that's allowed, I guess. And then we also did the girls' bedroom. All right, okay, Tom, open the door.
I am not done yet. One more second.
Stop it.
What? This is awesome. Different.
Yeah, you know,
great.
it's clean.
Really great clicking.
And so we wanted to design this space so that it could grow with them over the next years now. And so I think we were able to do that. So it felt good to get some of these projects like finished up that had been undone around the house since we had so much time at home.
And the boys' room is not done.
It's not.
There were a lot of comments saying that we should paint the silver screws.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we know. We're not done yet.
Yeah, we'll do that. So, yeah, so we still have to finish up the boys' room, but they love it. The beds work great for them. I know there was concerns about them hitting their heads, but they don't. Like it's been actually working out great. They play underneath it, and so we'll get that finished up here over Christmas break. And
I insulated the garage, which wasn't on your channel at all, but the garage is insulated now and heated.
Yep, and we made a little more progress in our office building, getting some windows in
And spray foam. Yep.
So that's good. So we did get a lot done. There's always, I think because the list of projects that need to be done and to do is still
we
always...
planted all those really big trees.
Oh yeah, we planted a ton of trees, which felt good too. But I think because the to-do list is never ending, it's sometimes we forget about all the stuff that we did get done. So I do think it's good sometimes at the end of the year to look back and be like, okay, yeah, we did actually get a lot done. So it was good. And we did hit 300,000 subscribers this month, which is just wild. We hit 200,000 in July and then 300,000 this month, and it just still seems very crazy to me. So it's been pretty cool. And I mean, truly it feels like 300,000 votes of confidence, which is awesome, but also sometimes feels like a big responsibility too. So it's good, but we're so humbled and blessed by it, and it's fun. And we have plans to keep going in the new year, right? I mean, in a lot of ways, I feel like we're just getting started. So, and we created our first course this year. Well, Tom didn't, but
Oh, didn't I?
Tom helped behind the scenes.
I did not.
But you know, a lot of people had asked for a while, like, would you create a course? And honestly, my hesitation was that I have never completed any course that I've started. But this course that I was able to work with Cass and Dana on, this is a course that I think anyone could stick with because it's so practical and helpful. And I think it's actually gonna be really enjoyable to watch too. We had a lot of fun making all of the videos. So we'll put details for that down below if you're looking for a last minute Christmas gift idea. So that's kind of a look back at our year. Do you feel tired?
I actually feel really tired.
Yeah. It was a good year. A lot of it didn't go like we had thought it was gonna, but there were still a lot of good things that happened too, and we're just so grateful for you. You definitely helped to make our year better, and we've loved your comments, and when you like videos and share them, it's super helpful to us, so we greatly appreciate that. But it's just been fun getting to know you two and reading the comments. So many of them are so funny.
I thought you were talking about me at first, and then you said comments, and
And yes, I know what people say. I hope you appreciate your handsome handyman, and I do greatly
I
appreciate
know you do. I was just joking.
all that he does. And oh yeah, we got licensed for foster care, or not licensed, we're in the process of getting licensed for foster care too, so.
Yep.
Wow, we did do a lot this year. It's good. But we hope that there were some good highlights to your year as well. We hope that you have a wonderful Christmas season. And if you haven't subscribed, we hope you do so, but we love you and we hope you have a great weekend.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.